The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has reviewed the 9-volume-long draft environmental impact statement of the Guam CNMI military buildup. Their assessment is that the DEIS is environmentally unsatisfactory. The U.S. EPA gave the DEIS an EU 3 rating. This is the absolute worst rating that the U.S. EPA could have given to the DEIS. Here's some of their reasons for this rating. For the EU portion, the U.S. EPA cites the lack of a specific plan to address the wastewater treatment and water supply needs of the construction workers and induced population growth. The U.S. EPA says this may result in, quote, significant adverse public health impacts. The second reason is that the project will result in unacceptable impacts to 71 acres of high-quality coral reef ecosystem in Apra Harbor. Then there are the reasons for the 3 rating. The 3 rating is also the worst rating that they can give. It means that the DEIS is inadequate. The first reason for this is that the DEIS offers no specific workable plan for addressing the enormous increase in Guam's population. Finally, the methodology used in the DEIS for evaluating the full extent of impacts to coral reef habitats is not adequate. U.S. EPA also listed several primary concerns. First, that the DEIS inappropriately excludes the impacts of construction workers and induced population growth. Secondly, the military realignment to Guam will result in an immediate island-wide shortfall in water supply. This will result in low water pressure, which has a direct result on public health. It could lead to increased exposure to waterborne disease from sewage stormwater infiltration into drinking water and low water pressure for firefighting. It could also result in saltwater intrusion into Guam's aquifer. Then there is the problems of an already inundated wastewater system. The U.S. EPA says the military buildup will result in an increase in raw sewage spills. This means people will be exposed to raw sewage in their drinking water supply, ocean recreation, and shellfish consumption. Finally, DOD's inadequate assessment of the dredging of coral in Apra Harbor could lead the U.S. EPA to find them in violation of the Clean Water Act. Furthermore, the U.S. EPA states that, quote, these impacts are of sufficient magnitude that EPA believes the action should not proceed as proposed, end quote. CCU Chairman Simon Sanchez has read some of the U.S. EPA's comments, and he says they mirror most of what GWA has been saying all along.
U.S. EPA has taken a strong position on the DEIS and mirrors many of the concerns that GWA and the community have about the off-base impacts and making sure DOD comes, or the federal government comes up and contributes to paying for these off-base impacts.
Sanchez will be meeting with the U.S. EPA and DOD on the second week of March.
It's critical that we all work together to make sure that whatever comes to Guam, we protect the environment, we protect the aquifer, we protect the oceans, and having U.S. EPA in the room with the attitude that they showed in their DEIS comments, insisting that DOD's got to do a lot more to pay for the impacts that they're going to cause, both direct and indirect.
Meanwhile, the U.S. EPA says that if they are unable to resolve their concerns, they may forward the matter to the Council on Environmental Quality. Clint Rogel, PNC News.